The Wild Wild West.
Hey, welcome to Matt and Shane Secret Podcast. Here today with comedian Dave Temple and Chris O'Connor.
Nice.
Thanks for coming, guys.
This is the first time in this setup?
Never been in my. I've done stuff in my office. I don't think it was well received, but yeah, this is my first time revealing my apartment.
Yeah,
apartment office, my little bop house, my little content house. That's what I really do. I come here and I just masturbate for gay men.
Right, right.
Yeah,
my OnlyFans is popping.
Yeah,
huge.
Put stuff. I just show my butthole.
Yo, dudes who
sick.
get into that are fascinating. Like guy sex workers. Because I don't know how you get into faking sex as a man. Like, I get it for ladies.
I don't think you do. I think you just fucking come and you're like,
Yeah.
I meant that.
It's all about just getting paid. I saw one of those things where, they take like a super high res picture of like your eye and make it like art.
Yeah.
I want to do that for my butthole.
That's kind of cool. So people will come stand in front of it and be like,
Yeah, it's so close up and so detailed.
Yeah.
They kind of don't know what it is.
So is that a Nautilus shell? In a way, yes.
Just a bunch of capillaries and veins. You're like, is this the Grand Canyon?
There's a giant hemorrhoid.
It's the Colorado River, right?
Just get that put in like MoMA. Yeah.
You could get that picture taken and just see what you're working with.
Yeah.
If you got a super close zoom on the new iPhone, you could probably get a good portrait mode. Portrait mode would be nice.
Have any of you guys actually seen your butthole?
No.
Like, never taken the time to actually bend over in front of a
I
mirror
think I
and
have.
spread your cheeks?
I'm pretty sure
Wait,
I have.
into the mirror, you're saying?
Yeah, because I always wonder. I used to do a joke about this, about like, how did they come up with the concept of anal bleaching?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, who saw their asshole to be dissatisfied with that?
Probably a girl. Yeah, that's kind of nuts. It was a girl for sure.
Absolutely.
She just saw she had a disgusting, hairy asshole. And was like, why not get it waxed? Why would you bleach? You bleach the hairs or the hole itself?
No, because your butthole gets stained with poo, I think.
Yeah, over time.
I think it
Over
gets
time.
I think it
Mine's
gets
got to
run in.
be an absolute abyss.
Yeah.
Just in the rings of Saturn.
It darkens up. I haven't checked mine. I don't know if it has.
What happens to me is I'll bend down. I'll just as soon as I'm done, I just get naked. Like in my bedroom, I'm naked, and then I'll go to plug up my phone charger and bend over in front of my wife, and it'll just be I'll feel like the air enter my asshole, and I'll be like, "Fuck, she's looking right at my butthole."
I thought you meant she runs up and blows in it.
There's no wind.
That'd
in
be
the room.
nice.
Yeah. It's her gaze that.
A little hand fan, that'd be nice.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I did look at my asshole once because I got a hairy asshole late in life.
Late in the game.
Yeah. You know how I don't know, in college I didn't have chest hair.
Yeah.
And now I do.
Yeah.
You know?
Sick.
I don't know. Yeah. And I think there was at one point I was wipe my ass and it was real hairy. And I was like, well, that's weird. And I wanted to get a look at what it looked like.
Yeah.
You probably could sneak there. Yeah.
I didn't know if it was if it was patchy or whether it was a nice, just clean.
It's I had a good grain to it. It's even better than your beard. You know what I mean? It's just wow.
Yeah, you wanted to know if you had to treat it at all.
Right.
So wait, you're saying fecal matter, it really smooths it.
It does.
Gives it a nice shine.
Is your asshole actually stained from poop? I don't think it's stained from poop.
I don't think it's stained from poop. I think the skin just stretches and stuff like that and kind of that's what makes it dark.
I don't know.
True.
It gets brown. I think it's brown.
It's not brown. Your asshole's I think it's the color of vagina lips. You know what I mean? There's color concentration in those things.
I think, but you can't bleach a vagina, can you?
Yeah, those people will put bleach.
You can do vaginoplasties. That's a new thing women are doing to reduce their to get a certain look on their lips, labia.
No meat curtains. You're talking about the tuck them back in.
Exactly.
Yeah, rejuvenation, vaginal rejuvenation.
I'm against it, bro.
Are you?
Yes.
Yeah.
You got to leave those things. If you
like a good ham and cheese sandwich. Huh?
Yeah. It's also crazy. Nobody cares. It's nobody gives a fuck if
I
you
don't
have
know.
extra skin.
There was a girl I dated once that had a flap. You know what I mean?
Little
One
butterfly
side,
wing?
one side had a flap, and it made entry more difficult.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I know what you're talking about. It's
Yeah.
like that thing that hangs off the side of a
wouldn't mind
turkey's beak.
I don't think I'd mind that if I got to LARP and be like, God damn, give me a second, babe. I can't get it in. Holy shit, yeah.
No, I think on her part, it was more like, ow.
Oh, yeah.
That thing's in the way.
Worst, dude.
Yeah,
That's the worst.
Yeah.
Once a woman feels comfortable enough to complain during sex,
yeah. It's the sexual version of biting your lip. Yeah.
True.
It sucks.
Ow. Catching one of those during sex is not pleasant.
Oh, shit.
All right, I'm done. I can't continue now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just furious.
Ow.
I'm like,
Yeah.
really? You had to say it like that? Ow. All right, sorry. Done this before 100 times. Never had a problem. Never. What's the fucking problem now?
Right.
Ow.
Dude, yeah. That was
I don't know. I'll get a picture of my butthole tonight.
I'm telling you, I
wife,
think
just,
I
like,
think we
zoom
should
in.
get it though with the retina cam, like the
High,
whatever. Yes.
What lens is the best for
Yeah,
that?
you want to be able to blow it up and put it on a billboard. You know what I mean? You want that level of resolution.
That
you
would
know?
be dope to just have it hanging like over your couch.
Yeah.
And just
Yeah.
don't say anything to anyone at all as far as what
Because
it
it
is.
could
Yeah.
look just like a star explode. If you made it like a negative image,
Yeah, that would be cool.
yeah, it could like
And then just have a very clear shot of your penis next to it. You're like, just slowly zoom out little by little throughout your house. When they finally like, oh, this is my bedroom. Like, oh, this has been your fucking asshole the entire time.
Yeah, no, you'd have to do a little Photoshop, have it like bursting out of like a sand or something, so it's like Dune.
Yeah, true. Dude, I was just in
just a
Mexico
huge Dune fan.
all weekend. Might be my favorite country right now.
Yeah.
Mexico's sick, dude.
Really?
I'm like seriously considering. I kept telling my wife the whole time. I was like, I'm gonna chug a gallon of water and just fully trans, just because have like a Mexican belly.
Yeah.
I just want to completely switch over.
To the Mexican belly?
Yeah, just like whatever's in their water, I want that. I'm gonna go through shitting. I'm gonna shit for like a month, and just I want to like keep drinking the water here, get it imported, and just have a Mexican belly.
Yeah.
Dude, I get a Mexican belly every once in a while. If if I go on like a straight beer bender, you know what I mean? Like no hard alcohol, 3-4 days in, I get a Mexican belly.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Get Montezuma's revenge. Dude, it's
kinda
probably
nice.
it might be my favorite place. I've been like traveled outside the U.S. in a while. It was fucking awesome. Man.
Where in Mexico
Yeah.
did
What
you
city
go?
were you?
Riviera Maya. So I was in the Yucatan Peninsula.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that. I was just like, because I've been reading about the Mayans just getting absolutely butt fucked by the Spaniards. Just they like devastated themselves beforehand. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But I was reading about that. So I like knew all the towns. They were like Campeche, all these towns. And I'm like, I know where that is. This is the Yucatan Peninsula. They're like, dude, you're in the Yucatan Peninsula. I was like, oh, all right, my bad.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But dude, it was so sick. It was in the jungle. Like at nighttime, like they weren't monkeys. They're called like capers or
Capuchins?
something. I don't know what the fuck they were, but they looked like raccoons mixed with monkeys, and they would just come out at nighttime and scurry. It was fucking sick.
That's
man.
awesome. I hired a bunch of guys in the Yucatan to try to build a healthcare website for the Chinese.
Wait, what? Are you a Spaniard? Christopher
I'm
Cortez.
not kidding.
Hold on.
I swear to God.
You hired a bunch of people from the Yucatan to build a
There was-
Chinese website?
Yeah, I like.
That's like a crazy triangulation.
Yeah, it was like I don't know when it was early on in stand up, and I was like, you just do any job you could possibly find, and I was like coaching youth lacrosse, and one of the dads put me in touch with this doctor who was Chinese, and he was like, I need a website made, and I was like, I can do that.
Yeah, no doubt.
No idea how to do that. So I found these dudes in the Yucatan that would build websites for like super cheap. And I hired them, and they just built like kind of the shittiest.
Were they like standing outside of a Home Depot with a laptop?
No.
See? Website, see? No problema.
In front of a Best Buy now. Yeah.
Chinese doctor website, see, senor.
Yeah.
This episode of Matt and Shane's Secret Podcast is brought to you by Dude Wipes. If you're still dry wiping with toilet paper, it's time you show your beehole some respect and upgrade to Dude Wipes. Why? Because Dude Wipes are wet, and that extra moisture cleans away what dry never could. They leave no room for dingleberries or stray butt crumbs that TP might miss. Plus, they're extra large and designed for adults. Dude Wipes tackle the mess without any fuss, and the flushable design makes cleanup a breeze. No more endless rolls or settling for less than perfect wipes. Riff prompts, think about a time when you really could have used dude wipes literally every single day.
Yeah.
My ass is an absolute disaster. And also wetting the toilet paper, it's...
Not the same.
It doesn't do it. It turns into a little tiny like paper dildo you shove up your butt and you're like, just comes out disgusting. And you're like, fuck.
Dude, I had an itchy asshole for a while and I started hitting the wipes and it did help.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. It's there. I mean, especially when I travel, when I'm in a hotel, it's like I'm always just cursing myself when I don't have the wipes on me. Because in a hotel, when I travel, my ass, I can talk about this for an hour.
Dude.
My ass just goes haywire when I travel.
Well, this is the first time I ever had like a chronic itchy asshole. Normally you get an itchy asshole, once in a while. This was like,
just had to start hitting
plaguing me. You know what I mean? We're early in the morning, you're trying to get to sleep an extra hour, and you just can't because your asshole is just so bad.
Squirming in bed. Well, guys, Dude Wipes, best clean, pants down. Available on Amazon and at major retailers nationwide. I was laughing about the immigrant, whatchamacallit, it wasn't a parade, the protest. I was laughing about that the other day. It's just
the fire parade.
No way there was fucking Mexican dudes at that protest.
No way.
They're never anywhere like fun. They're always like at work.
Yeah,
that's where they've been getting most of them is like at work, and then like pulling up on them at graduation was cold blooded, but also genius.
They heard them at graduation.
They were getting them at like high school graduations in L.A.
What?
Yeah, like literally, they would just wait for like
you would shake all your teacher's hand or just be an ICE agent, like, "Hey, congratulations!" Yeah,
basically, it was just like apparently like ICE like pulled up to the graduation and they're just like making note of who's clapping at Spanish names, and then like people kind of became aware of it, and then you just saw a mass exodus. People just started running off the fucking graduation.
What?
And people were like really upset. Like,
yeah, I wonder how much of that, because I've actually it wasn't our neighbors in Philly. Well, there was our neighbors, but they're like friends or cousins are ICE agents, and I've talked to them, and they're like, "Dude, it's nowhere. We're not doing any of this stuff they're saying we're doing."
Oh, really?
They've claimed they're like
it's all just
bullshit.
internet skits.
That's what, yeah. It's Key and Peele sketch. I think it's all Key. I could be wrong. I don't know.
It's just Drewski.
They could be biased. I don't know.
It would be funny to just buy an ICE agent costume.
Oh,
just go to a graduation.
We don't know what an ICE agent looks like. Yeah. Like we all just heard these terms like 5 years ago.
I think they're dressed like Stryker from Mortal Kombat. That's the exact. It's like dude. If that protest, if they did get immigrants there, that would be genius. But guys, we're gonna go surround ICE agents. They just drop a giant fucking net. I got you, motherfuckers. I got you.
It's fucking like Finding Nemo. There's just a little Mexican kid. Swim down. Swim down, abajo.
I love Mexican immigrants. I think they're fucking sick. I like them. Everyone I've ever met has been awesome. I've never met a murderer or rapist.
No.
Yeah. But I'm sure
it's all barbacks.
Yeah, it's all dudes just working hard as hell.
Yeah, man.
So, I've never met a murderous. They're usually very uptight about the law. I remember I was driving this Mexican guy when I was working. I just started smoking a joint in my car, and he looked at me like, "What the fuck are you doing?" I was like, "Man, relax." He's like, "No, dude, if we get pulled over, I'm fucked." And I was like, "Oh yeah, my bad."
Yeah, they're scared.
And then he tried to rape me. I said, "Hey, buddy, we don't like that kind of stuff in this country. That's enough of that, man."
He didn't know that was against the law.
He didn't know.
That was just what we do.
I wonder where they hide all of the hot Mexican women. I know they have to exist because like Selena was hot.
Yes.
But like, where do you get more Selenas? You know what I mean? Like,
I saw some babes down in the Yucatan. I'm being honest, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I think the hot ones, they don't come here.
We get the workhorses.
Right.
We get and they're on an American diet, and they just, you know what I mean?
That's the other thing. I was just in San Antonio. Everyone down there is fucking fat as shit, right? And it's just like it's not from Mexican food though. Like, oh, you guys came over here and started eating our shit to excess. You know what I mean? You're not cooking because I don't think. Like, I get it. Rice and beans is kind of starchy, but not like that.
Yeah, it's not going to balloon you like that. Yeah. Yeah, it's...
I think their bodies can't handle it, too. I think that's like an actual thing. Like, they didn't evolve with our shitty food. They were, like, over there.
Yeah.
And then we just showed up and their bodies like they're used to like storing fat for like a really long time. They're used to like starving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're more keto. They're intermittent fasting for like months at a time.
I swear to God, I don't know when I saw like a PBS documentary that was just like
The Mexican.
for real. And it was just showing like it was just where they like cut people's heads off and they just show their fat bodies. It was just showing like Mexicans and stuff walking around, and they're like the fat is in all weird places.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I mean, they're.
I swear
It's
to God,
true.
this is true. I swear to God, it's PBS.
They hit a point. If they have enough American food, they become like Russian nesting dolls. But no, when I was in the Yucatan, I didn't see a lot of them, man. It was like kind of like slender Mexican babes.
Yeah, surfing and stuff.
Tight ponytails.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not lusting after them. I was just saying it was. Yeah, you didn't see
Nobody.
You didn't see like
strong
the
enough to
line,
resist
the
tight
linemen, women. You know what I mean? Like the
Yeah.
offensive line
ponytail.
ladies.
Yeah.
Yeah, the tortas. You didn't see tortas. I didn't see any tortas. But it is interesting because I feel like I'm like confused. Are there indigenous Mexicans or indigenous Mexicans, the Indians who are down there? That's what I was kind of confused.
Yeah.
So, The Mayans were like Indians, though.
Yeah, they're
kind of.
Indians.
Yeah, they're
But then there
all-
was like Mexicans. So I'm like confused. I'm gonna get a clear
No, they're all
understanding.
Indians.
Are they all
Yeah,
Indians
yeah.
mixed with
Yeah.
Spaniards?
Yeah,
Because then there's some Mexicans that are so Mexican they look Asian. Do you ever get a load of those guys?
dude. So I lived in Bushwick for years, and it's mostly Mexicans, but they all look so Asian, and they
Yeah.
got the same kind of haircut, that bowl cut. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Where you're like,
Yeah, because the Asians just
Got the
walked
math
up
cut.
over that.
The mathlete's cut.
The Asians walked up over the land bridge.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Into Mexico?
Yeah, and then they became Indians.
Oh, the Bering Strait.
I swear.
it's your eyes shifting around. Is what I'm like. That's
I'm
what
looking
made me
for
go
some
like,
level of confirmation here. I'm like, you with me? Knock if you're with me.
I'm thinking you're looking for us to like add or tag onto this, and I'm like, fuck, I don't know whether he's serious or.
I mean, what is an Indian really?
Just a guy
Once
that
you're
walked
looking
from
for
China.
yeah, once you're looking for food
Yeah.
long enough, I think you just become an Indian. You know what I mean? If you walk like 20 miles for a meal, I think they do. Like, all right, man.
I mean, think about how
Have feathers
badass.
on your head. You're like, who the fuck are these guys?
Yeah.
Think about how badass they must. They outwalked the Chinese.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because everyone was going, I guess, east at their time.
To escape what? The cold or something?
Nah, they're
Glaciers?
just like fucking. Let's check shit out.
That is tight. If like a continent kind of emerges in the ocean, I'd be like, let's go check this out.
Yeah.
Yeah. They just came, they just
Yeah.
come and go. Like the water levels rise. Like
Yeah.
apparently there was a time you used to be able to like walk to Australia
Yeah.
from like China. There was like a set of Polynesian islands
Oh yeah,
that they've
yeah.
all just kind of been submerged.
Right.
And, those
Yeah, it's kind of nuts. I was reading the other day about the Indo-European language, like how like I didn't realize the English language is linked to like Arabic, all those like Indian dialects. It's all the same root language.
Yeah.
So like they said that every other person alive today speaks some form of Indo-European like languages. It's like English, French, Italian, all those ones.
Yeah.
Iranian. They're all based on the same root language. Sanskrit as well, which is a dead language now.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
that's
like-
I've always said English is the best language.
It is. It should
And if your
become.
word is good enough, it'll become English.
What do you mean?
Yeah,
Yes, we'll take it in.
Yeah, we'll just take it. It's
Torta.
a mutt. It's a mutt
Torta.
language. Yeah.
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 Well, dude, language, they said every like 800 years, languages are complete. Like Old English is totally unrecognizable now. That
Yeah.
was the English language. It changes all the time.
Yeah, it evolved. It's
Yeah.
the sickest. It's the only
English
one that
is
really
the
does
best. It
that.
should.
Yeah.
We should just all knock it off and just go English everywhere. I'm not like I'm not saying it in a way like where I'm angry about it or whatever. I don't care.
No.
But it is the most convenient language.
Because
in
we're
my
not
opinion.
saying we won't use those words. Just show us the good ones. We'll use them.
Yeah.
You know
Or,
what I
like,
mean? We'll just take
I could
it.
go Spanish during like lovemaking maybe. Save them.
Yeah, I'm learning Spanish now. I'm like 2 years into Duolingo, but it
What?
sucks because they're teaching me such an old Spaniard version of Spanish. Like my wife is Puerto Rican, so she speaks Caribbean
Yeah.
slang. And she's like, you're talking like the way someone would talk in the Bible.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah,
It's
you're
kind of sick though. That's,
yeah, like you're speaking Spanish, but it's like
Yeah.
no one talks like that.
That's Spain. I was talking we went out and did like snorkeling. I talked to the tour guide and he was saying that like when people from Spain come there, they're like their version of British people basically. Like the way
Yes.
they talk is just kind of like just sounds like snobby, I guess.
Yeah. I got put onto that one of my earlier times coming to
That sucks.
Texas. I was in Houston and I met this Mexican girl who was just talking about how like they think Puerto Ricans and Dominicans, their Spanish is trash.
Yeah.
They're like, what the fuck? But they said people in Spanish think Mexicans are trash, like the way they talk.
Yeah, they hold it down. I think having like a long colonial empire for a while, you can start to kind of look down on everybody as like kind of sucking.
Well, here's the other crazy thing. Apparently,
it sucks to spend 2 years learning a language and realize you've been learning like the snootiest version.
Yeah. This was like when I was in college learning.
Spent 2 years working on becoming a condescending prick. You didn't even know it.
Just sound like an asshole.
Yeah, no, I was just trying to.
Yeah, you turned me into an asshole. I paid thousands of dollars. Now I sound like an absolute jerk off. I could lean into that though, dude. Just fuck him up with some vosotros. Be like, you guys don't know about that?
Yeah,
You know about like formal?
Yeah, it's formal.
Very.
That's like the formal, like saying we. You like vosotros, but it's only used in Spain, I believe.
Okay.
I don't even think they use it anymore.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's just it's like an old computer language.
Yeah.
Like, it's the basis of shit, but no one uses it.
It's like they're indubitably, basically. Indubitably. I used to tell my teacher, my Spanish teacher in high school, she's like, you got to hit like the accent. And I'd be like, no, if I'm going to use this language, I'm going to try to get babes, and I want my accent because I never get to use an accent. Like, I can have a foreign accent. Why would I? That's also insane.
Right.
Like, at some point, it becomes almost like a total impression.
I know. Could you imagine like a Mexican person just like doing a white accent to like nail English, and you'd be like, dude.
Yeah, relax, man.
I don't know. If you matched an outfit to it, if you started dressing like the Count of Monte Cristo or something, and just that would be nice. Just going into Mexican bars.
Yeah, they were like, darn Skippy. You'd be like, all right, tone it fucking down, brother. Tone it the fuck down.
Isn't that happening to Chinese too? Aren't they getting rid of all the characters?
What you mean?
The
Because
fucking
they're just
wingdings?
unworkable. Yeah.
Yeah, no one has
Chinese-
time to draw a tiny waterfall.
And it's like,
yeah.
You can't. Exactly.
How do I say this? You have to draw like the sun and
you
the
also
stone.
can't put a tiny waterfall like on a keyboard.
Yeah.
You know?
I know. When I see like Chinese people texting on the train in New York, I'm just like, what the fuck?
I know.
Like, it's
dude.
like, how do you like, especially from like, you don't even know where to begin. Like, I understand they don't read like we do left or right, but you're like, wait a minute, is this the Matrix?
What do they read? Bottom to the top?
I think they read up and down, and then also like left
Seriously?
or right. Yeah,
I think it's right.
They're just
to
playing
left
Sudoku all day long. Yeah, I'm all for, just like we'll pick a language and just all rock with it. We kind of have a little bit. English dude, literally, well, that doesn't count because like Arabic and all that stuff, whatever. But yeah, I'd say English, just,
It's the best.
It's the best, I would say.
It's the best because it can become anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we don't have weird sounds that require like your throat and tongue and nose to get involved.
True. It's a lazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lazy language.
Dude, I got a haircut the other day, and it was at like the place my wife goes to. So it was like it was a very gay place, a very gay establishment.
Yeah. It was a salon.
Yeah. It's like literally a hair salon. And
Just like it's the gayest barbershop.
right. There's got to be a word for this. It was literally a hair salon.
I'm such a man. I don't even know what this is. It's fucking gay. I'll tell you that.
Well, I was just sitting there. Dudes are the best. He gave me a strict lecture. He's like, do you put product in your hair? I was like, not really. And he was like, dude, gay to straight. It's time you put something. I was like, yeah, it's a good sell. But I was watching ladies turn it on so hard when they like see gay guys. They all like act like hi. It's weird. They like do this whole, they kind of really sell this whole voice. And I came up with a theory. I really think like they are connected on like a soul level. I think like if you live a lifetime as a woman, once you like nail it, karmically, I think you come back as a gay man.
As a gay man.
Yeah. I think women after like 6 lifetimes come back as a gay man.
Yeah.
That's like their reward.
And they get to fuck dudes.
Yes.
Yeah.
With a penis.
That's the reward.
And still like, like get all decked out with the clothes and all that stuff.
I don't know. Women, though, they're like that, dude. They're so disingenuous. They'll take on anyone that they're talking to.
They really will.
They do the same thing with like babies. You know what I mean? Like women, they'll put on a totally different facade and voice and bend down and talk to a child completely different. It's like, hey, bitch, I just saw you talk like an adult. Right there, and now you're gonna come down and put on kid voice for me? Like you're women are psycho. Like
what
that.
even are you? They are shapeshifters for sure.
Absolutely,
they are.
They're all. It's like that
I've been
movie
working with this
Split.
concept now that like
It's crawling on the ceiling.
I've been working with this concept now that like a blowjob is such a disingenuous act.
How so?
No,
Like because they're done with so much enthusiasm up front.
Yeah,
But the
sure.
enthusiasm only gets less and less and less as time goes on. So clearly, like you were never really into this.
That's fair.
And it's like you can imagine, the more you've been with a woman, she loves you more.
Yeah.
So you should be doing that more, or at least with more enthusiasm, because the love has gone up.
Yeah.
But it doesn't. So somehow it's like, oh, this is not an act of love.
Yeah.
This is more an act of manipulation.
I believe you. They are at root kind of those like Egyptian guys outside of like a mall kiosk. They'll like polish your one nail really well. Then it's a scam. It's totally a scam. It's a fucking scam.
Polishing my nail.
You know how they do that? They'll get
I know
one,
what
they'll
you're talking
smooth
about.
it up, and you're like, "That's
Yeah.
nice." And like, "All right, give me $500."
Right.
I
I hate
thought you were
those
just doing
things
this
too because they don't come off for like a month.
one
Every day you look at this one shiny nail and you're like, what does that say about me? What is that?
I don't know.
that's-
I gotta imagine on some level for them the thrill is gone. You know?
Yeah, for sure,
blowjobs?
dude.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I don't
It's like,
understand,
you know,
but it's
But what I'm saying is, it's like if they needed something, they could turn it on the same way they turn on baby talk or same way
True.
they turn on gay talk.
true.
for sure. Yeah, it's I even I've been
that
starting.
requires some strategy on our part.
Yeah, true.
You got to
Complaining
create.
incessantly.
You got to create things that they need. That only a blowjob will give them access to.
This is turning into a red pill podcast real fast.
I want to start doing that. Just listening to red pill reels in bed next to my wife, because I caught one the other day. It's like, if your wife, as soon as a girl you're with stops giving you head, she doesn't love you anymore, and you're now a beta. And I was just like, dude, I'm sending this to her right now. Fuck that. It's so funny. She has lost all attraction for you, and she's thinking about another more successful man. She wants to suck their penis. Jesus. Those guys are just nonstop, man.
Right.
It's such a wild, like the
is funny.
men's
It's like-
rights movement is. It's like exhausting.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, I get it. Yeah, we die in war for sure.
Right.
It's like, geez, take a fucking breath, man.
I just also like the fact that they are hiring streetwalkers.
Yes,
Like they
yes.
literally just find prostitutes on the street. Like, yo, how much for your time for like the next 2 hours?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you
those
want to come
podcasts
in
are
and
sick.
debate? Like,
It's insane. Just 12 women and just being like, you guys are whores. And they're like, yeah, you're paying me. I can't.
right? And they're just sitting there filing their nails. Like, yeah, okay, I'm a whore. And then like one is like actually trying to argue, but wait, and it's like, no, just sit and get your money, love.
Those are the wildest. I do feel like that would be a cool experience to just talk to 12 escorts at one time. I would simp out, so I couldn't. I would simp. Like, you guys' lives are actually really hard. And that's a good point, actually.
No one respects you. Yeah.
Yeah, sex work is weird. It's weird how sex work became like a lot of like very educated kind of white ladies got into this whole thing. They're like, I'm a sex worker, and they, like with they'll like show their tits on OnlyFans, like, we're united. It's like, dude, you're not a sex worker, man.
Yeah.
When the sex workers are like women who have no choice.
Yeah.
Being like, I'll do this for a month. It's like, dude,
Right.
knock it off.
They just want to justify making the money.
Yeah, true.
You know, it's an internal conflict that's being externalized.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
no, a lot of women have gone the other way with the soft girl lifestyle. Are you
What's the
familiar with
soft girl
soft girl
lifestyle?
versus
Soft girl? No.
soft girl? So there was girl boss. We grew up in an era of girl boss. Sex in the City. It was all about bossing up. A lot of them are now going soft girl lifestyle. And I looked into it. It was started by Nigerian women who, due to like just rampant inflation, were like, we got to learn how to like get along without stuff. And it's all about just like focusing on pampering yourself, letting go of like your drive for success, and just going full self-care. So it's like a whole trend on TikTok. Soft girl.
Yeah.
Where you just wear like pastel. You just get super girly.
Yep.
And you're like, no, I'm totally okay with a man.
I'm
taking
starting
care
to
of me.
get that way now. That's what this long hair is about.
Soft
Like I've
girl-
never had long hair in my life. Like, yeah, dude. I'm like taking care of myself. Like I used to have like a low Caesar because I had like alopecia spots from just being a
Stress.
grizzled man out here that no one cares about. And now I'm like, I have a loofah, you know what I mean? And I like moisturize, and I'm like, wow, like who knew you could just be a softie and still be fine?
Yeah.
Well, it's like tied into like politics apparently. Like the self-care was big because they're like taking a nap. The girls are just taking naps again.
Yeah.
And it's like a whole thing on TikTok. Like it's actually a political act to rejuvenate myself so I continue the fight. And it's like, dude, go take a nap.
Turning a nap into a cause.
Yeah, for real.
That's insane.
I was reading an article about Sabrina Carpenter because it was actually it was a decent article. It was written, I think, by like a gender studies major. So it was like all this like it got like super complicated unnecessarily. But they were saying they were saying white women have appropriated the soft girl lifestyle, which was like Nigerian, Black American women more so. And white girls are just starting to do it more as like, I'm going to the spa, I'm a soft girl. But they were saying she is
appropriating the soft girl
lifestyle, which is like just
stolen. Yeah.
They're saying they're like warping it. It was all about like political naps and like eggs costing 50 million jubilos or whatever the fuck, whatever money. I don't know what the money is.
Yeah. Whatever silly currency.
Yeah. That is a sick move for things like just rampant inflation and be like, dude, I'm going to do a TikTok trend. I'm done trying to get stuff.
It's so funny. Just that's how you deal with inflation. Just take a nap.
Yeah. Take a political nap, rejuvenate yourself, do your nails, and just kind of like think about plot your next move, how to battle.
Yeah, taking pictures of your asshole, trying to figure that
out. Guys, this episode is brought to you by BetterHelp. You might not realize it, but guys face tons of pressure. Talk about any stigmas. Men face tons of stigmas. We can't express our emotions, dude, and it's just not fair. We need a therapist to teach us how to do that. Speak on the difficulties men face when seeking help with mental health. Sometimes you feel like a weak little girl, but you got to, overcome that and be a fucking man in therapy and outside of therapy. Real strength isn't about bottling everything up inside and hiding your faults. It's acknowledging that you need help and doing something about it. If you feel like you're carrying the weight of the world, talk to someone, a friend, a family, or a professional. BetterHelp has over 35,000 licensed therapists you can connect with. Yeah, I think it's a good thing. You should definitely do it. Guys, millions of people rely on BetterHelp, and based on the many reviews and 4.9 ratings in the App Store, it works. As the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. Talk it out with BetterHelp. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at BetterHelp.com/MSSP. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/MSSP. But they're saying Sabrina Carpenter, because she's like, her whole thing is she's like a small, petite. You know what I'm talking about?
I know her, yeah.
I'm just learning about this person, but she's a very small, petite lady. And they're saying, and it's actually kind of overt, her cover to her, I think her new album is the same as the book cover of Lolita, which is about that man who was obsessed sexually with a 12-year-old girl. Okay. And her album cover does kind of copy that. And this lady who's like, I think like a feminist lady she's selling pedophilia and everyone's eating it up.
Wow.
It's like, yeah, I think so.
Yeah. It's fair. It's a
right.
fair analysis. Then she did like a big thing about the soft girl lifestyle and how it was stolen. I was like, all right, well.
Sabrina Carpenter did, or the other lady?
Yeah, she's saying she's like a warped version. They did that with Me Too. Me Too was black ladies started Me Too. And then it was just, it was like factory workers.
That makes sense too, yeah, because there would be the person that will actually speak up.
Yeah.
Like, especially the era that we came out of. Like, if someone was sexually assaulted, it's going to be a black woman to be like, no, that nigga raped me, okay? Yeah. Like, and you be like, all right. Nah, girl, you need to stand up for yourself. Like,
dude, it was, for real, it was in, like, factories. Women were getting, like, their asses grabbed and stuff in factories. Yeah. And finally, they were like, fuck this. And then, like, Gwyneth Paltrow was like, yeah, I'm uncomfortable on movie sets. And it became this whole thing. Well, I mean, a lot of them. Maybe Harvey Weinstein was.
Like, did you ever see remember that movie To Wong Foo? Oh, To Wong Foo was like Wesley Snipes and John Leguizamo and the other.
Yeah, isn't it like Thelma and Louise?
They were in drag.
Trans? Yeah.
What?
It's fucking Wesley Snipes. What's the white guy from Roadhouse?
Patrick Swayze.
All
wore the dress.
They were all drag queens or trans people, but like. They're like driving a Cadillac across country, stopping through small town America and changing things, just making things fabulous, but also teaching middle America white women how to like stand up to their husbands. Like, cause it's like cartoonish evil. Like the man is like beating the woman around the house because he put pepper in the sauce, you know what I mean? And they're like, girl, you got to stand up for yourself. Like at one point, Patrick Swayze like goes in and kicks the guy's ass in a dress, you know what I mean? It's like weird, yeah, man.
It was like a Miss Doubtfire kind of situation.
Yeah.
He enters a swim meet and just crushes everybody.
Them in drag beating up husbands?
Yeah.
It's kind of sick, actually.
Yeah.
I didn't know that
That'd be
existed.
such a bummer.
You didn't know that existed?
No.
Yeah, it's called To Wong Fu. Thanks for everything, Julie Newmar. It's a very long title, like Don't Be a Menace.
And it was Snipes, too.
Yeah, Wesley Snipes, man. Like, yeah, and he's like...
Who looked the most like a woman?
John Leguizamo.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, 'cause he's all like Puerto Rican down, you know what I mean? And, oh, papi, and you're like, okay,
Like
like
BBL.
like I still can't unsee John so feminine that way, you know?
Yeah.
He does a lot. He did a lot of like drag stuff back in the early 90s.
Really?
Yeah, he was like okay in the dress and makeup.
Yeah.
This is a theater man, and he's not even Puerto Rican. That's fake. He's Italian, actually.
Yeah, I've heard.
What?
Yeah.
He's Italian?
Yeah.
Yeah, my wife.
Surprised he goes into that movie be like, no, this is how you hit your wife. You fucking faint left. That's crazy, man. I didn't, that's a fucking insane movie.
How'd
Yeah,
you
man.
find that out?
The internet.
Oh.
Is he like all Italian or is it like a...
No, he's
it's
not
like a-
Puerto Rican. I think he did something like anti-Trump or something. And everybody dug in.
fuck.
Yeah, they dug
They
in.
always know though, dude. My
Yeah.
wife is Puerto Rican. She knows who's what. Like they keep track. dude.
Yeah.
No, he's Filipino. That doesn't count. He's Cuban. Okay. I'm like, holy shit. Yeah, they're very racist.
I do like inter-group beef. Like, it just makes me laugh when it's like Mexicans are like, fuck Puerto Ricans. You're like, damn, you guys are beefing? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Makes you feel, you're like, all right, well,
Yeah, like
maybe white guys aren't the worst.
That's what I'm about to say. Do white guys do that? Do white guys have any inter-white guy beef? I
It's
mean,
fading. It was like my dad like held it down like fuck Italians. Like he was kind of. I mean, it wouldn't be like overt.
oh
where he's like
yeah,
stewing
Irish and
over it.
Italians used to hate each other.
We just live in
right?
different. It was like I mean, not me, but
South
like my
Philly.
dad grew up. Yeah, it was Southwest Philly. They moved to Havertown, but they in Southwest Philly it was like he's like you wouldn't even go to Italian neighborhoods. It was just kind of like fuck that.
Yeah, I guess we were kind of squashing the beef.
Catholic school. I feel like you go to Catholic school and like all right, sorry.
But I think it was also because like most Irish dudes and back in the day all went into law enforcement.
a lot
And
too.
like a lot of Italian guys were up to no good.
yeah, true.
So I think that's kind of where that beef is going to start. You know,
True.
Yeah.
I can see that. There was a lot of Irish guys up to no good as well, but I think they were just quieter, not as flashy.
Yeah.
Italian guys were way too flashy.
Yeah.
They were. They fucking blew it.
Yeah.
Although I felt bad for the Philly mob, you know.
What, when they all got like
The last article I saw about the Philly mob was like they caught them. They had like counterfeit like cigarette machines and like jukeboxes.
yeah, really slumming it.
I was like, oh man, just let them have it.
Just
dude.
dinosaurs,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
They got busted for being
Fake
bookies.
arcades.
Yeah.
What?
They just had tokens.
Yeah.
Some Chuck E. Cheese tokens.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're like lost in time because it's like the last like standing organized group is like the Mummers, right?
Also dressed like girls.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, they. I remember in like the early 2000s, a lot of the bookies got busted. There was like Nicky the Hat was a big one, and they all just got
Sick.
crushed. It was a sick name, but they all just got like crushed. A lot of them lived out in like the Ridley Park area, like the suburbs surrounding Philly. They had like Italian club. There's like in a club when I worked for this guy. We used to go to this like one Italian club, and they all claim to be kind of like mobbed up, but they're all geezers.
Yeah.
They own like florist shops and stuff. They were kind of sick.
They all started doing that kind of that Sopranos thing, where like guys that were not in the mob were like, "I'm in the mob."
Yeah, although that's the Italian curse. It's like your nephews are like, my uncle's. Every fucking Italian thinks their uncle's in the
I
mafia.
hated
It's
meeting those guys.
so
I
annoying.
Meanwhile, he's just he's got one jukebox.
Yeah,
Steals money from. Yeah, he's in the mob, dude.
My uncle's like
Watch
the
out.
touch tune, the touch of tunes. Yeah,
Dude,
dude, my
touch tunes crushed.
my dad and his brother. So did like all the gambling websites. Just
Yeah.
put them out. There's nothing. I guess they can still like sneak like import women maybe.
Yeah,
Shipping cargoes, but shipping containers. But
true.
I think the Ruskies got that under control. So
Yeah,
yeah. I guess like funeral homes is still kind of the play.
yeah.
There's got to be some way to do something with funeral homes,
dude,
but I know that's got to struggle also because from what I'm understanding, like my family owns a funeral home in Atlantic City.
Nice.
And they're struggling now because
is booming.
Yes.
it used to
my
be.
God.
It used to be. But they're
Geniuses.
saying like younger people don't value. Oh, they're coming in like, all right, my grandmother died. What is the cheapest way we can get this done? You know what I mean?
Incinerator,
Like,
move on.
yeah. Like,
Because it's expensive, man. Yeah, you go in there. A lot of my dad and his brothers were a family-owned trash company, which was like a red flag for like people would say organized crime. They weren't at all, but they dealt with like trash company was largely controlled by the mob, and they would get like their dumpsters stolen all the time by mob guys.
yeah.
And they'd have to go up and be like, "Give me my fucking dumpster back."
But I understand that now, man. Especially after
sucks.
living in a city like New York, where it's just like, hey, man, if we don't pick up the trash, things are going to get bad. For you.
Yeah.
So, it's a good business.
Well,
to be in.
and that's sanitation. These were like dumpsters are more like private because like the city sanitation is kind of just like that's just kind of like city workers. But then if like dumpsters, like dropping dumpsters off at like hospitals and shit and picking them back up, and you just have a yard where you just dump all your trash and separate it.
Yeah.
That was you could get rid of anything or any you could. That's why the
Get rid
trash
of
was like
people,
super.
Yeah.
And the cement. That's why all the Italians did cement because you could just fucking pour cement over people, toss them in. It's true, dude. My dad would get dumpsters from the hospital, and like when people would come in with injuries, they would just throw their weapons away.
Yeah.
So they would get like guns and shit in the trash. And they were like, "Fuck yeah." It's kind of sick.
I know. And then they got weird because instead of selling them, right, in these younger generations, they're I'll just sell these to my black friends. You know what I mean? So now you got black kids walking around with guns with bodies on them, like
Yeah, dude. The switches thing is terrifying.
Yeah,
Turning them automatic. And
Yeah, man.
that was
What is
scary.
that?
Yeah, you can put a switch
There's
on a
a
gun.
switch extended clips where now instead of 16 shots, you'll have like 32, and you just squeeze the button and it just
Turns automatic.
and it's
Jesus.
just children running around with extendos and no aim. They don't go to the range ever, like because their motto is just like I'm just squeezing at the whole area, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy how that got
That's how I
caught
play
up
video
in like the
games, doesn't
YouTube
it?
algorithm too, where it's like financially, if you have like a cool like drill rap thing and it's like you can prove that you've murdered lots of people, it's like it does well on YouTube. People are like, fuck
Oh yeah, the young rappers. I don't even know any of their music.
No.
I only hear about them
Songs are
shooting
like 30
people
seconds.
or going to jail because like this person has confirmed they murdered someone, and
Yeah.
I'm like,
They
who the fuck are
do
they?
minute long. So every song's 1 minute long.
Yeah.
And it's just them being like, yeah, I definitely killed that guy. And you're like, all right, that's fucking crazy. It's fucked up. I've gone down those rabbit holes so many times where I'll get like invested in those guys and they die. Like you'll find out they died and you're like, damn.
We're talking about that last night too. That has become the genius of the music business pushing hip hop. It's like let's just find a young crash out with no family that hopefully they'll get big enough where we could just collect their royalties forever. You know what I mean? Like they'll just die. They don't have children. No one cares. And it's just like yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty sinister model.
Yeah, you hire a new artist to kill off the old artist.
Yeah,
You need it for the credit
with him.
for your next album.
Yeah.
Don't worry. He's only going to shoot you a little bit. You won't die.
Well, also, I mean, even if it's not intentional, it's like, you're running a music label and once it happens once, you're like, that worked out pretty well for us. I could see it being like, that guy's a surefire bet. That guy's a good pick. Oh, you want to sell heroin? We'll give you a little bit of money. How about you get in there and get active? Dude, I could definitely see that happening.
So funny.
right.
Going in for a meeting. It's like, do you have anyone you could kill or?
Right, yeah. Do you have any active beefs with anyone?
Well, there's like subreddits where like people go on and give like the scoop, like this person is against this person. It's all because there's so much upside. If you pop off on the algorithm, you can make hundreds of thousands of dollars.
That is also scary to me where, like you said, these reaction videos where those videos also have like 250,000 views just reacting to what someone did on their live.
Yeah.
People just sit there and watch people go live and screen record and they're like, all right, cool. I got content now.
Yeah. I do like the streams, like the young black streamers where it's just dudes standing in a room with a fucking scroll of just people commenting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That shit's fucking sick.
Yeah.
And they're just sitting there like eating a sandwich.
Yeah, it's insane.
It's fucking great.
Like who's the one guy? Kai Cenat.
Cenat,
He's huge. He's like his platform is massive.
To the point where Kamala Harris was like begging to get on the show during her run for election, and he wouldn't let her on.
It is crazy that there are podcasters who seem genuinely more powerful than the presidential candidates. We're like, yeah, I'm good on her. Who else we got? Your booking service? You're like the presidential.
He went live to say that. He's like, yo, Secret Service keeps calling my phone trying to get me to have Kamala on. I don't want to be political, but
Kamala
I knew
needed
that he was going to be.
Bedroom.
Yeah.
I knew he was going to be in those crosshairs when he did that stunt in Union Square.
What'd he do?
He said he was going to give out like a few PlayStation 5s, and like 250,000 kids showed up to Union Square, and it was like a massive riot. They destroyed the place, and it was like there was no brand that didn't see that was like, get that kid on.
That's kind of chum in the waters, putting out a bunch of PS5s.
Yeah,
that's
right.
That's a recipe for disaster. 250,000 people,
and they just tore the place apart. Like his team had to get him out of there in an SUV, and there's like helicopter footage of like people are hanging on the SUV as it's speeding away. Like, they're like hanging on for dear life.
It was like the Iraqi extraction.
Yeah. And I'll never forget the day that happened. We were in the city. I was actually in Washington Square Park recording content, man on the street content for my podcast. And there's just like a helicopter just kind of like hovering. And I remember my wife, she's like, those are police helicopters. Like something crazy is happening right now. You know what I mean? And then we got home and saw the news and it was like, oh yeah.
Damn. Yeah, that is wild, man. That is so funny for just podcasts, just dudes in a room. Like it'd be nice if Kamala went on and did the Kodak Black where she just like tossed a pill up in the air, caught perks out of it. That's my favorite appearance on any kind of show.
Yeah.
Where he just threw a perk in the air, caught it in his mouth, and he goes, a little glitch for the Twitch, and just like lay there. It's like, fucking love that dude.
Those dudes, I love that they're just like by themselves going live all the time.
Yeah.
To the point, I'm not even sure whether they're real people anymore. Like, there's no way Soulja Boy is a human being.
Dude, I got an opportunity to hang out with Kai Cenat once, and it's like they just filmed his girlfriend beating him up, and then they stopped, and he was like, nice.
Yeah, it's insane.
Oh,
it was just like a made up scene.
Yeah, like it's like the littlest things go. Like he's going viral right now as we speak because he was at the BET Awards.
Saw that,
and he was just in the parking lot, and fucking Wale is walking in the parking lot, and he sees him, and he doesn't know who he is, but he was nice. He was like, "Oh, hey, how you doing?" Blah, blah, blah. And then he gets in the thing, and the chat is just going crazy, like, "Oh, Wale," and he's like, "Wally, what the fuck is Wally?"
Yeah.
And then like the guy filming is like, "Wale, that's the guy you just." And he's like, "Oh, what'd he do?" And fucking then like. Everyone's like, yo, you don't know Wale, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And Wale, he's kind of petty for this because he does this a lot.
Yeah.
He's like online and he's always reading comments of what people are saying about him. Then he goes and approaches Kai Cenat like in the award show to be like, yo, that interaction got me looking crazy online right now, man, but we'll talk later. Like, and Kai is like sitting there talking to Snoop Dogg. Like, what? Like, what are you talking about?
It's also now you look crazy to be like, it's also insane to be like if he knew you, that's just how it works. Like if somebody doesn't know you, it's not that person's fault.
Right.
And you just got to let it go.
Right.
Especially if you're
He probably did know him though. He's just fucking with Wale. I'm on Wale.
I wouldn't recognize it. If I saw him, I would,
unbelievable the disrespect.
You'd be surprised what 21 and 22-year-olds don't know.
No, Kai knows.
Nah, man.
You think
Kai
he knows?
This is the most plugged in guy. He almost had Kamala Harris on his back.
Because here's the thing. It's been going on for the rest of the night of other older black celebrities that he didn't know.
Yeah. No,
Guys, it's got to be a test now.
No, he's doing a bit, dude. He's fucking with these guys.
I mean, you have the inside track.
Unbelievable.
You have the inside track.
I'm sick and tired of it.
What are you sick and tired of?
You show up to the BET Awards, you don't know anyone there? Bullshit.
He knew Snoop and Kevin Hart.
Dude.
Who else do you need to know? Everybody else.
When's the last time Wale put out a song?
I don't know a single song.
I know his songs from like 12 years ago.
Okay, but here's the other thing, right? Now,
Still.
You know Wale, right?
Yeah.
And remember when he was doing the stuff with Seinfeld?
No,
He had an album about nothing, the mixtape about nothing. And
I
all of
thought
his
he was
albums,
making stuff with Seinfeld.
Well, he
thought you
did.
meant- I thought you meant-
He would do skits with Seinfeld in between the songs. But the way the project worked, he reached out, like he would do these mixtapes about nothing where he would play excerpts from the show to lead in the songs that he wrote.
Yeah, this is why Kai Cenat doesn't know who he is.
Exactly. But then he like actually reached out to Seinfeld to see if he could get Seinfeld to do these things. And when Seinfeld got the notice, same thing. What the hell is Wally? And like Seinfeld's wife happened to know. She was in the room like, oh, Wale. I love Wale. He's great. He actually uses clips from your show to do the thing. And if that didn't happen, Jerry would have said no. Jerry only said yes because his wife was like, oh, is it good? She's like, yeah, you should do it. And he did. But Jerry didn't know who the fuck he was.
Damn.
But Jerry's wife knows who he is.
Isn't surprising since she's
And Kai
19.
Cenat doesn't.
It's interesting. He didn't marry his young girlfriend though. I don't think.
Who?
Seinfeld came under fire.
No, yeah. No, they were just dating. Shoshana? Is that her name? Oh.
I like Macron's setup where he is married to a woman like 20 years older than him or something.
Did you see she like choked him out?
Yeah, I saw it. I think they were fucking around.
Yeah.
You catch me getting my hands to the throat all the time.
He was live streaming the whole thing.
Yeah.
The comments are going nuts.
I saw it. Well, there's like a for real. Did you ever hear about this? How they say the president of France's wife is a man?
Yeah.
There's like a serious thing into that. But apparently she met him allegedly when he was like a schoolboy. Mm-hmm. She was like his teacher. Yeah. And like they got married and now he's the president of France.
Damn.
Very French.
She really scouted
very
that out.
high.
Yeah, for real.
Holy shit.
Eye for talent.
He's like addressed it, I thought. Didn't he like talk about how it was like
He just went super French. He's like, our love was like none other. Blah, 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 blah. But there's like Candace Owens, like for real. There's like court.
she's mad about it?
She did like a full documentary.
supports it?
She thinks she's like convinced that the dude's wife is a man.
Yeah.
Like went full in, like requested one of those things where it's like they like gave her a deposition, like, yo, you got to stop saying that because like I think the press in Europe works where like if you say something about someone, you have to prove it's true. But in the United States, you can allege anything kind of you want.
Yeah.
And it's on them to prove it's not true.
Right.
Yeah. So she sent a thing being, they sent a thing being like, stop. And she was like, prove I'm wrong and I'll stop. And they're like, yeah, we're done.
Yeah.
Damn.
Huh?
15 they started dating?
They met in 1990 when Brigitte was teaching the drama club and Macron was 15 years old. Now they're married.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean they didn't start dating when they met. Like that was their first interaction,
yeah,
and that's fucked up that they're trying to show it that way. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you can meet somebody.
I think they are on record saying we had a romance when I was
at 15.
Like,
I think so.
maybe shortly after.
I thought it was
Well, you know what? Yeah, I guess it is possible.
It's also
'Cause
France.
I'm talking about it as if my mother-in-law, she had my wife when she was 15.
Okay.
And here's the crazy thing. I'm closer in age to my mother-in-law than I am to my wife.
Whoa.
Yeah, so there's like a weird dynamic of how we all hang out. Like I'm 9 years older than my wife, but 7 years younger than my mother.
Whoa. Now, can I ask you, is your wife like healthy as a horse? I feel like you're healthier when you're born
poor like that. Yes, but like yes, but there's like a lot of psychological stuff that happen where I can't tell whether this is like from being poor or just being Latina. You know?
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that is like the ideal.
Why is Candace so mad? Does she feel like she's being tricked?
She's just a journalist.
Candace, like I feel like Candace, she knows the game. She's just trolling all day long.
Yeah,
I'm always I don't watch all of her shit, but when I do, I'm always looking for her to go.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like, all right, I got you.
Yeah, well, there's a guy. You remember the guy Timothy Leary from Harvard who like did a bunch of acid and like got kicked out in like the 60s or whatever. He like came to the conclusion like, dude, we should be having kids at like 16. Your parents should be raising your kids. Then when you're your grandparents' age, your kids should have kids when they're 16. He's like, it just makes the healthiest humans. 16, 17.
Yeah, it's probably true.
Maybe he said 18. I don't let me not put smart on his name, but
you said 14, 15, 12 or something like that.
But yeah, because there's a thing, man. It's like autism's on like the rise. We're not producing the healthiest kids.
Right, because you think we're making old babies.
Old babies.
Yeah.
Soft cum. Old babies.
Soft shell crabs.
Soft shell.
So it might be something. Maybe I have
Maybe
to
you
look
just
into
gotta
that.
like have 16-year-olds just freeze their eggs and jizz
Yeah.
and just keep it, on like
True.
a necklace. And break it when you're ready.
That's
to
not
have
bad.
kids,
It's got. I don't think kids have sex anymore. Even
No,
I've heard it's like
all.
on. It's dropping off. It's
Right.
not as like it was.
They're all
So,
just jacking off and on the computer.
yeah. They're working.
Yeah,
They're working on the computer. They're jacking off on the computer.
Yeah, God bless them, man.
it's tough.
Okay. A quick break from the show for a special segment called More or Less Finals Edition, and it's brought to you by Prize Picks. The finals are on, and we're not just talking about basketball here. We're talking hockey, too. Twice the chance for players to show what they've got, and twice the chance for you to get in on the fun. Further prompts to riff. NBA Finals basketball thoughts. Hot takes about who's going to win. Is Shy just a foul merchant? I'm wondering that.
He is a foul merchant, but he's going to get buckets. I would take
More.
every time on
More.
on Shea.
More.
Yeah, more every time on Shea.
More on Shay.
Yeah, every time.
More on Shea LaBeouf. You just heard that. Good call. Stanley Cup Finals. Thoughts? Hot takes about who's going to win. Is it the Oilers' year?
Oilers are gonna make a comeback. I believe it.
Do you think Canada is going to take it finally? Last time they won, believe it or not, was 1993.
I know it was a long time ago. Canadians '93. I want Edmonton to come back and win it. I think Draisaitl and McDavid are gonna turn it on.
I want Canada to lose. Canada less.
Florida's in the catbird seat. I think they're up 2-1.
Really?
Yeah,
All right.
we'll see.
Love
Why
that.
not? Yeah.
When were you way too confident about making a pick that fell apart?
Oilers to win the cup.
Okay, which team in the NBA Finals do you care more or could care less about?
Pacers care more. Thunder care less. But they're both good. They're
You
both
want the
good.
Pacers to win?
I think I want Pacers to win a little more. They're the underdog. Always go for the underdog.
Yeah, I kind of want the Pacers to win as
I
well.
want
if
them
I'm
to
being
win
honest.
too because I was just in that city and my God, they need it.
That city stinks. The worst city.
God, they need a win.
And SGA
It's a
is
sad
on
city. Oklahoma City, right? He's Canadian.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
he's
he is
rooting
Canadian.
against Canada.
Wes
all
on
over
the
place.
Canadian as well. They got a Canadian on their team?
Yeah, he's like one of the best players in the league.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Less. Hope they lose. I'm mad Canada won't let us buy their country.
I know.
I'm
Just
pissed
give it
off
up
about
already. Yeah,
Come on, join the fucking fold, man.
it would be kind of sick.
Owning Canada would be awesome.
Can't we buy it from the British?
Wouldn't it? It would also, if they were just one state and it's 51, like this settles that like election thing, right? Because it's like now it's an odd number of states.
Wait, why does it matter how many states? I don't understand.
Because then it's not like an even divide of like 25 went this way, 25 went that
Yeah,
way. It has
true.
to go one way because it's an odd
I
number
see.
of
I
states.
see what you're saying.
Yeah.
So every state just gets one vote. just go state for
Canada
state.
would be hard dem too. They'd be
probably.
pretty hard dem.
I don't
believe.
know.
Yeah,
You
those
get up in the
truckers. The
oil
truckers
country,
would get
yeah.
fired up.
Yeah.
Fired up.
Yeah, Calgary is like they're like Texas and Calgary.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to see what happens, guys. Any particular players, teams, or matchups that you've enjoyed? Has anything surprised you? Do you have any predictions for the rest of the playoffs? I think we got into it. I think the Pacers.
Yeah, I think I don't actually. I think my prediction is the Thunder's going to win every single of the next games.
You
but I
think
don't
so?
want to see that. Yeah.
Didn't the Thunder just lose recently?
Yeah,
They lost recently by like 1 and like a crazy loss, and then they blew them out the next game by like 20.
Oh, damn.
So let's get into it. How do our hot takes fit into the Prize Picks lineups? Did I mention how easy this app is to use, guys? Please begin with your picks. I think we made them. We're going to go. You think the Thunder's going to win?
I think Thunder's going to win.
More on certain players.
More on Shea, more on Halliburton,
There we go.
more on I would go less on Jalen.
right.
And less on Chet. Oh, 8 rebounds, more on Chet.
What do they got hockey wise over there?
I don't see it.
Okay. I'm gonna go more on Matthias Janmark.
There you go.
Yeah.
Let's lock those 2 picks in, guys. So that's our take. Now it's time to lock in yours too with Prize Picks. Win real money with your best takes, whether it's points, rebounds, assists. Take your pick of more or less on their stat projection for your shot to win up to 2,000 times your cash today. Prize Picks is available in more than 30 states, including California, Texas, and Georgia. You can submit your picks in 60 seconds or less. It's so easy. We just did it. Download the app today and use code DRENCH to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code DRENCH to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, run your game.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I wish I got into sex early. I wish I would have waited.
Wow, early we talking?
I lost my virginity at 14.
You were in the drama club?
Huh?
You're in the drama club?
In the drama club?
What do you think waiting would have done?
I think even to this day, sex is still such a big priority. Like,
In your brain,
it's like it's too much of a focal point.
Mm-hmm.
And I see other people who don't have it as bad as me and how much more stuff they get done.
Yeah.
Where you're just like, yeah, and I'm so busy just trying to chase. Like I was talking about that last night. I was laughing about how the other night I'm hanging at the creek and there was like one girl there.
Yeah.
One girl. And I stayed fully occupied and talked to this girl. The minute she left, I was like, all right, well, see you guys later. You know what I mean? Like, love the mayor, all those guys. I'm like, well, I guess there's no reason to hang out with you guys.
Boy, I got real sleepy all of a sudden.
Yeah.
This feels pointless now. Yeah, I know. There really is no point. Well, if you're like not trying to have sex, there's really no point of going out. I try to tell my wife this. I'm like, why are we going out?
Right. But it's also bad with me on even interacting with women in general.
Yeah.
Like if there's no potential of having sex, you'd be like, okay, what is the point of this conversation again?
Yeah, what
like,
are we-
I'm not trying to be rude, but like,
I can't even understand you anymore. I don't
right,
know.
where are we going?
It's
Are
just
we going to
pure-
be friends? Like, what is, I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't think you could do that. I genuinely think being like, it's one thing to be friendly with a woman, but to be like, let's chill. I still to my head, it's like, how? Why would you do that?
Even because of the age proximity with my mother-in-law, I don't talk to her on the phone. I
Yeah.
go through her husband for everything. Just because in my mind, there's still that chance.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's just, and it's probably all in my head. It's not real, but that's what I'm saying.
Definitely all in your head. That's insane.
Oh yeah, I can't afford her. Are you crazy? Like no.
I suffer from the same thing.
Can't call my mother-in-law. Something might happen.
Just FaceTime her with your shirt off. You're like, you gotta stop doing it. I suffer from the same exact thing of like that small voice being like, is she trying to fuck me? I think every time I'll get like an Uber Eats delivery, I'm like, was she trying to fuck me? That
Oh
whole
yeah,
time?
yeah. I used to go through that like as a kid, like as a young adult, going to see the doctor. And like the nurse will say some shit like, okay, take your pants off and hop up on the table. And you're like,
That is so funny.
right, you trying to get it in real quick before the doctor comes? Like, what are we doing here?
It is so funny. Even when you're like 11 and you just think the nurse is going to walk in and be like, we've never seen a kid.
Yeah.
Never in our lives. You are a specimen. I need you.
Dude, when I was younger, I assumed,
Just
I just
all bones.
assumed wrongly I had a huge dick. I didn't know.
Yeah.
And then obviously I eventually learned, came to grips with the reality that I did not. But I just assumed I was just crushing it. Yeah. And then I became an adult and I was like, oh, all right. Yeah, definitely not. Definitely not. Standard issue for sure.
I still catch it every once in a while and I go, it's looking good today.
Yeah. The Austin heat is definitely on my side. But I've turned that leaf where I'm like, hopefully it stays because I suffer from the same thing where it was just like, especially in a relationship, I'm like, I'm counting the days. I'm like, we haven't had sex in fucking 4 days. And I start just being really unpleasant.
That's what I'm saying, right?
I've turned a leaf now where I'm like, and it's kind of it's total reverse psychology. I think it's just a deeper ploy.
Yeah.
But I've been hitting my wife with like, nah, man, I'm trying to retain. Like maybe once a week max. And I even told her, I was like, I'll just flip the script on you. But I have, we were laughing about this, but I have done a thing where I'm just like, you let me know. I'm just gonna keep this shit to myself and just I don't look at porn anymore. People are sick of hearing me talk about this, but it's like I'm just not even. It gets to the point after like a 9-day kind of hold in, I'll start just getting like Terminator vision. I think my wife starts to pick up on it. Like, all right, dude, I'll fucking crank you off. Just to fuck it. Just
that's
so
the
you
good point
stop
because she's paying attention to you,
Yeah,
which she
it
should.
is.
That's the thing that pisses me off sometimes when I see that in marriages where it's like a woman is hyper focused on the kids.
Yes.
She's hyper focused even on the animals and their need. And it's like, hey, you're not
Yeah.
noticing The guy walking around with a fucking chip on his shoulder. You know,
I'm breathing like Darth Vader in the corner.
My wife, thank God, and I hope she can keep this up. But like, she's even gotten good at giving me sex before attending events that she knows I don't want to be at.
That's nice.
You know what I mean? So it's like, oh, your grandmother's 69th birthday party. All right, I'm gonna go, but like, you know, she's like, don't worry, we'll have sex before you go. And then now I'm just here at the party, relaxed, like, hey, how you guys doing? It's good to see you all. Yeah.
I did have the opposite effect on me. If you fucked me before the party, I'd be like, I'm not going to the party. There's no way I'm going to the party.
You need the carrot.
Right.
I can't go to the party. Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually...
But you got to do it before, because women, they always somehow get tired or get headaches. Like, that's the interesting thing. I see now why women get so many headaches. Like, does your wife forget to eat a lot?
Yes, every fucking day,
it's the dumbest thing in the world, where you're like, I forgot to eat today.
It's infuriating.
Yeah.
It's absolutely fucking infuriating. And I'm like, all right, and it's classic, like, well, we have this in the fridge. I don't want that. It's like, then you're not fucking hungry.
Yes.
You're not hungry. Eat a fucking snack.
Yes. Yeah.
We have a bowl of fruit right there.
Yeah.
I'm not hungry for that.
Lick the bag. Yeah.
Yeah, that it has been freeing though, just being like I'll catch myself in that same feedback loop where I'm like, I should be having, and I'm just like, nah, man, just let it go. And it's like been very freeing.
It's such a funny strategy to hold in cum until there's like a real threat of violence. You're like, I'm gonna hold this in until I become so dangerous. She has to jack me off,
dude. After a while,
she just wakes up and finds him sitting on the foot of the bed.
Yeah,
fucking 5:30 in the morning. He's staring at the wall.
Yeah, dude. You start talking in like 3-word answers max. Like, yes, that'll be fine.
It's like when pigs become like feral and turn into a fucking. Start growing tusks and like,
dude, fur. If I wake up at like 5:30, I'm like, fuck it, I'm up, my day started. Before I would kind of linger around in bed, be like, let me see if she's awake, and now I just pop right up. And that's another one. They're like, lay back down. You're like, oh, for what?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
If we're not doing anything, I'm going to work on my laptop.
That is the that is fascinating. That lay around in bed, letting the morning go, because you're hoping that she'll wake up at some point and just be in the mood.
That's my prime time. It's a morning. She's a morning gal. So it's like nighttime, she's shattered. She's like going to bed.
Yeah.
Morning is like, you know, when I can really get her going.
Right.
But now I just get up and I go.
Before the devil knows you're dead.
The
situation.
I get up and go, you awake? She's like, no. I go, well, bye.
Morning, though, is also dangerous because it's easy to stop dating if you're getting it in the morning, because you don't have to get dressed up for that. You don't have to, you know what I mean? And even now,
not even brush your teeth.
Yeah, it's just like, and then you're not going to get dressed afterwards. Like I've already achieved everything in life that I wanted today at 6:30 in the morning.
Yeah, I'm done.
There's no reason to do anything else.
Yeah, but
I don't even need to go to work. I already got laid.
Yeah, I'm done. I feel like that will set, for me, it would, I'm bad. I'm trying to get better with this, with like married dates. Like, we haven't been on a date in a while. It's like, we're done dating. We're done with that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's just me being autistic. I'm like, I need to get to my office and write.
Yeah. And we
need to go out.
The minute you try to reintroduce it, you don't even like it anymore. Because it's like, as older, especially as a married couple trying to date, it's like, then we have to deal with shit like parking and it's just like so many reasons to not do it once you stop doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's only reservations 8 p.m. I'm like, I'm done. I can't do that. Let's do a 5:30 dinner. Come back, let the babysitter off.
It's also, I don't know, going out to dinner. I don't like being in a room with other people out to dinner.
Like a restaurant?
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Valentine's
when
Day.
Dude.
That's like the worst. I've gone out on Valentine's Day with her like a few years ago, and it's just like couples that have just met, like pulling the chair out for each other. And I'm like, all right, man, fucking relax.
Take it easy.
Take it easy, dude. Take it easy.
Right. You're not better than me.
And you're like, it's the word. You're sitting at the bar because you didn't make a reservation in time.
Yeah.
Everyone else is at an actual table.
Yeah, I fucked up this year. I totally put it off to the last minute and tried to do a last minute thing. I'm like, there's like a food hall we can go to. There's many different options.
Just the UT cafeteria.
Yeah, I'm trying to get better with the dates. I gotta get better.
Valentine's Day. I don't think Terry Black's will be packed.
It's like many options. It's pretty cool. It's a mall food court. You can go shopping afterwards.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I'm trying to get much better with that.
Well, it's
but-
also the dates feel, I don't know, dates feel unnatural. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah.
They really feel weird because I've talked to you all day.
Well, yeah, that's the other thing.
Yeah.
I think dates, you're being fake on a date, and now if you're married, you're real. So it's like I'm not turning on the fake thing. now.
Yeah.
Like what are we gonna do? You know?
Yeah, exactly. Be like, yeah, I come from a big family. What else? Yeah, it's just us talking about our kids.
Right.
And both being like, fuck, I'm so tired.
Yeah.
And we have like 2 drinks and eat dinner, and we're like, let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm taking her out for her birthday this weekend. Have a nice
Oh,
little
that'd
trip.
be nice.
Yeah.
What do
nice
you,
little trip.
anything?
Big
what-
birthday season.
We're going to
talking about?
Napa. We're taking her to Napa.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's fun.
It'll be cool.
You know, like, let's go get fucked up.
Yeah. Get
Immediate
hammered.
fight.
It's in the cards. It's in the fucking cards.
It's just 2 beers is all it takes till it just rip the veneer off.
Yeah, we're fighting. We'll be in the back of like one of those
Yeah.
little party vans, just be like, "What the fuck? No, you just.
Why did
fucking-
I do this?
Why the fuck did you say that shit to me in the
Yeah.
fucking place?" Yeah, it'll be,
Yeah, shit starts coming up from years or weeks ago.
or it goes the other way, or it's just like totally lovey dovey. It can go
Yeah.
either way. When the alcohol kicks in, that's when if you're like 9-10 days deep, it comes out. You're like, don't even fucking touch me anymore. I saw this thing online. The guy said, if you're not giving me blowjobs, you think I'm a beta and you hate me secretly. And you've secretly been, what's it called, lily pad hopping. You're just fucking lily pad hopping to get to a high target alpha male.
It is funny. It is funny in their minds that it's like a girl does want to suck a dick
That's what they were saying.
at all times.
Yeah, obviously.
So if they're not sucking your dick, they're thinking about another dick to suck. Is their logic?
Yeah. I mean, or what I think that could be like,
There's no way they could just be living their lives.
yeah. There's no way they can just be content and be like, thank God I don't have to suck a guy's dick anymore.
Right.
I'm on the account. I'm on the mortgage. I don't have to suck a guy's dick anymore. This is heaven. Yeah, I'm like for real trying to work my way into like kind of asexuality.
Yeah.
I heard you talking about this. I saw a clip of you talking about
Hold on,
it.
what'd you say? Into what?
Asexual is when it's just
Just
like,
being non. Yeah.
I mean, it'll never happen because it's like I'm still a red-blooded guy. Like it
I
builds
know.
up quick in me.
That's why I wonder what it was to be like one of those eunuchs back in the day.
So sick.
Like where like a king would just like castrate a dude and it'd be
Yeah.
like, all right, now you stay and hang out with my wife and keep her company while I'm on the road conquering shit.
You know,
See, that would
nice-
suck. It's the choice. Being able to like the total denial of sexual desire does seem like it's like the ultimate power.
You'd
Yeah.
be so clear. That's why they were like the advisors. Like they were like the most trusted advisor. You'd be like, bro, hit me with like a clear.
So funny.
And like, dude, you're just trying to fuck the
You just
princess
always-
in Siberia. And you're like, you're right. I don't have to go invade that place. You're right.
I live in a state of total post-nut clarity.
It's literally no nut clarity. Complete just like, you know what? Is that really necessary? Like, yeah, I'm just spinning out, dude. I'm going to go. It's like every time they're probably like, your sire, I think you should just go rub one out. I think you'll feel it. Yeah, good call.
So funny, a guy being like, guys are nuts. It's like, well, maybe we should hire a woman advisor. No. Just get a guy, cut his dick off. That's what we need.
Yeah. Like, maybe we shall consult with the Duchess. It's like, dude, relax. We'll figure this out. That, and I think that was like an esteemed position. So if you just got conquered, you know, and they like cut your dick off, dudes would be like, lucky. You were just headed to be like a galley slave. You're like, dude, for real, cut my dick off. Just
Yeah.
the bottom of a boat for your whole life. Just
Yeah.
Just rowing.
That's the way
Yeah.
you come in and show your loyalty. Sir, I'm here to serve you forever.
I wonder if you get phantom
just tucked.
boners. You know, like phantom.
Like phantom limb syndrome.
Yeah. Or like they at least dream that they
Yeah,
still
yeah,
have a
you
dick.
wake
You
up
know
and
what I
you're
mean?
like,
I feel like at that point your nipples would just get really hard. Your nipples would just stick out. But I don't think you would even really you wouldn't have a lot of testosterone. I don't think at that point.
I don't know, but you still got to be. I don't know, right? You still got to be able to feel it. In a dream situation, you could have like having a wet dream with no.
Have you ever seen your dick in a dream?
No.
I don't think I ever have. It's crazy.
No. Which is weird too, because remember as a kid you would have like those like
Other people have seen my dick in a dream.
Like I have this one where like my whole elementary school points and laughs. Stage.
So yeah, I've never seen my dick in a dream. They say you don't see cell phones in dreams. Typically, it's very rare to see a cell phone in a dream.
Yeah. But I've just started dreaming again. I think it's because I've reduced my weed intake, and man, I've been having nightmares, like full on nightmares.
Comes back hard, yeah.
Yeah, man. But
yeah, I had that. I went through a run of that. I went on like a 3-day bender watching baseball games. And then I came back, and I like six nights in a row had every bullshit dream you could have. Damn. Teeth falling out, falling off a cliff,
naked,
stuck in a wedge, naked,
stuck in a wedge sucks. I've done that. Yeah, I've done stuck in a wedge where it's like almost like a lucid dream, and it like fucking. I'm like trapped under a staircase, being like, dude, get me the fuck out of here.
Yeah, it sucks. Covered in bees. It was covered in bees.
And you're just waking up and watching the Phillies again the next day. It's like,
dude, it was so sad.
What's a 3-day baseball bender like? That sounds kind of nice.
It was fucking awesome. My lady accidentally bought tickets to the entire like college baseball regional final, and so there.
So this was live.
Yeah. So I live right next to the baseball stadium, so we would just wake up, walk over to the baseball stadium, start drinking, watching like Houston Christian versus University of Texas San Antonio. It was great.
I thought you were in front of the tube.
What?
I thought you were in front of the tube. I thought you were going like full pop-up mode. I'm like, that's powerful.
No. We were going to the game, just getting hammered.
That's fun.
Yeah, it was great.
I like that.
But then, the dreams afterwards. Normally I'll get crazy dreams, but this was just like straight out of the textbook.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Teeth falling out's bullshit. I get teeth falling out, jumping and floating. That's a cool one I get every now and again, where I can jump and like hover in the air.
Yeah.
Or just somehow like jump and then like fly like I'm like a plastic bag. I get those a lot, where I can jump and it's kind of like, and I'm like showing everyone, I'm like, dudes, I knew I could do this.
That's
and
crazy.
I fly around.
I feel like flying is the hardest thing to do in a dream.
I fly. I do. Yeah. I get like not like pure flight, but I can jump and I can like float my body over buildings and come back down. It's like really realistic. I'm like, oh fuck, I'm coming down hard, and I'm able to like. It's pretty cool.
It does feel like a measure of your confidence.
Maybe.
You know what I mean? Like somewhere in your brain, you're still going, there's no way I could actually fly, but I'll sail along like a bag in the wind. It's like I am doing it.
Just my brain telling me I'm just drifting pointlessly through life.
Yeah. I've had those because I've never flown in a dream ever, but I've tried. I do the same. I jump super high, but then I just come back down. Then I wake up and I'm like, I was fucking dreaming. I couldn't fly.
Yeah.
What the fuck, dude?
Time
So
for
disappointed.
time for the clean Raiders to play. We had a motherfucking hour. All right, let's stop and slide in the Patreon.
All right, word.